So here we are. We're going to change the spark plugs on a 2006 Honda CR-V 2.4 liter 4-cylinder. It's got 4 spark plugs and we're ready to go. You're going to need a 3/8 drive ratchet, 2-inch extension, 10mm socket, 12-inch extension, and a 5/8 spark plug socket. We're going to start by removing the 4 bolts from the cover that covers the spark plugs. To remove the 4 bolts, you will need your 3/8 drive ratchet, 2-inch extension, and 10mm socket. Once the bolts are out, you can remove the cover. Next, we're going to remove the 2 remaining bolts that hold down the coil packs. These are 10mm bolts. Then, we are going to remove the wire connectors from the spark plug coil packs. There are 4 of them. To remove, simply press the tab and pull them apart. Once the electrical clips are removed, we are going to remove the coil pack from the seated position and lay them on the motor in the order they came out. Next, we are going to remove the spark plugs using our 5/8 socket, 12-inch extension, and 3/8 drive ratchet. This vehicle was purchased with just under 100,000 miles. It was recommended that the spark plugs for this vehicle would get changed every 100,000 miles. Upon removal of the spark plugs, I am inspecting them for any broken pieces, discoloration, oil, fuel, or coolant that might be on the spark plugs. Now it's time to remove spark plug number 2, 3, and 4. It's the same process as number 1. I also check the cylinder holes to make sure that they are clear. After removing all of the spark plugs and the coils, I lay them out to inspect them a second time. The spark plugs recommended for this 2006 Honda CR-V are NGK Laser Iridium. Here's the difference between the spark plug that was in the vehicle and the new spark plug. To replace the spark plugs, you will need your 5/8 socket, 12-inch extension, and ratchet. Inside the spark plug socket is a piece of rubber that helps with the removal and replacement of the spark plugs. Mine comes off from time to time during the replacement process. It is recommended that the spark plugs get tightened to 13 foot-pounds or 156 inch-pounds per foot. Here we go, we're going to put our second spark plug in. I don't have a torque wrench that is 3/8 drive, so I tighten them 1/4 turn past hand tight. Spark plug number 3. And spark plug number 4. This is a pretty easy process to do if you have the right tools. There's other videos on YouTube other than this, and there are a lot of different informational blogs that you can get on the internet to get the right materials, know what tools to use, know the different torque specifications for the spark plugs. Once all the spark plugs are back in, I like to clean off the parts to ensure that they are dirt and grease free before putting them back in. When that is complete, I put a little bit of grease on the end of the spark plug coil pack that connects to the spark plug. This helps to reduce moisture and any rust buildup. It will also help to remove them if I have to replace the coil pack in the future. When replacing the coil pack, you may hear a little pop. That noise is the spark plug connecting to the coil pack wire inside of it. Last, we are going to reconnect the wire harnesses to all 4 coil packs. When connecting them back together, make sure you hear a click, and that means that they're going to be secured. Next, we're going to replace the 2 bolts on the first coil and the third coil, starting from the left-hand side. In the video, I did it wrong, so I had to remove the bolts and replace them when I started putting the black cover back on. Then we can replace the cover with the 4 bolts to cover the coil packs. We will use our 3/8 ratchet wrench, 2-inch extension, and 10mm socket to finish this job. Here we're just going to finish up tightening the last 2 bolts before we test everything out and make sure the car works properly. Alright, so to make sure everything works good, we're going to turn the key on and start the engine, make sure it fires up, make sure we put everything back together right, and there's nothing wrong with the vehicle. Vehicle starts up good. Sounds good when it fires. I think we're all done here for today. So now that we're done and we have everything back together, we have to put our tools away. Make sure they're clean, so that way the next time we go to use them, they're not dirty, they're not full of grease, and they're all there in the toolbox. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helps next time you have to change your spark plugs. This video will help on any Honda CR-V from 2005 2004 through 2006. Thanks. Have a great day.